I know you. Do you
What's
know
up, teenager? We know each other, G.
Oh, wow. It's the J and A day.
I want that voice the entire podcast. That's what I want.
The radio voice, like, hey there, it's the J Day
Oh,
show.
no, I want the higher pitch one. It's the J Day show.
Dude, I laugh. Drew's editing some of these videos and the stupid stuff that I say. And like, it's like brand new for me every time too. Because I'm like, oh, wow. And then you and I are like laughing. So I appreciate your patience. You should be either getting a certificate of working with people of my nature, you know, for a lot of hours. But here we are, lucky again to have Andy with us. Andy Schurer of many trades, many skill sets. He's a real estate coach. He's a real estate agent. So if you have any questions about real estate in the Pennsylvania, New Jersey area, I think I'm kind of correct. Andy's your guy. So I've never given you a plug before, dude. I don't know why this happened, but it happened. So we're talking
like the most awkward plug ever. Yeah.
Yeah, he's somewhere in that Pennsylvania.
That big ass state right there. Yeah.
Yeah. He's over there by like that Pennsylvania area. So anyway, I'll work on my plugs, dude, but you're lucky I even said your name right. We were talking about, you know, outside of calling. We've been doing webinars about calling. We've been doing everything else about calling. We've been talking about direct mail, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, your face is freezing up a little bit on me.
I told you it would freeze up.
Well, do you have dial up there in Amish country?
Well, it's actually really fast, dude. My computer is just not liking right now.
It's Amish country over there, dude. You guys churning butter and
by hand.
So Andy and I were talking about like direct mail, like what is another, you know, avenue of communication. And funny enough, I've had some really good calls with realtors that have asked, like, you know, what's the ins and outs of direct mail? What's working? You know, Andy in his coaching world has, you know, produced some really good content around this. And so I thought it'd be awesome for you to share some of your insight on what some of the realtors that you're coaching are doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think print mail to you, and you and I have riffed on print mail quite a bit. I think this obviously applies to every single data source that you guys provide, whether it's absentees, distress, you know, going through the upsize or downsizer. To me, it does. Print mail fits for every single freaking piece of data that you guys provide. Yeah. I don't think that there's anything that will ever beat the old school yellow letter thing, you know what I mean? Like forever and ever, yellow letter with blue print, blue ink. Like I don't think, and maybe I'm showing my old school colors here, but I don't think anything's ever going to beat that.
That's funny. It kind of reminds me of an old customer we had as a heating and air conditioning company, and they're like, we were over there trying to, you know, earn their direct mail business, and he's like, you know what, Jared, we're honestly not a heating and air conditioning company, we're a marketing company.
Yeah. And
we went through this whole production and they were sending the yellow letters, dude. And it was that same thing, that old school way of like, how can I get my response rate from, you know, 1% to 1.5%, or, you know, and it's such a fine line, you know, of doing that. And now there's, you know, we have an absentee owner client that does high-end handwritten letters, dude. Yeah. And, you know, obviously it's a very manual process, but I'll take the manual labor if I'm going to get the, you know, 10, 15 time ROI on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sharing with you, you and I were talking a little bit more about this, and this is something that I coach to my marketing clients as well as my coaching clients. And it's the one-page CMA. It's something that is a prospecting tool. It's not meant to be. And so just to like dispel some myths, people are agents here like that whole CMA, and they're like, well, I have to spend 20 minutes doing a CMA. No. That's not. This is a prospecting tool. It's meant to be fast. It's quick. You are in and out of this thing, and it's meant to get a response. It's meant to get a result.
So kind of like my 40 time then. Fast.
That's right. Yeah. Not so much.
Perception is key in what fast and quick really is. Self-proclaimed fast and quick works.
But I think the one-page CMA, outside of like the yellow letter, the tried and true yellow letter, the one-page CMA has by far been one of the bigger responses or response tools, I guess, for this. And I will screen share if that's okay with you and see exactly what the heck I'm talking about.
Well, at first you said Sharon. I was like, who's Sharon? Is she new? Is she a coach on your team?
But he's actually a cousin of Karen.
This is my brother Sharon.
Okay. So feel free to ask questions too, dude. But this is basically just designed inside of a Canva, really, really simple. And as people are going through, you know, this is really what they're looking at. So the reason why we have this stuff is really, really simple call to action. You know, again, you're going towards the two that people really know, right? So Redfin and Zillow, then you're using RPR or Realtor Property Resource, which is a really quick and simple valuation tool for most agents.
Adding credibility.
Right, exactly. And then your current estimated range, and I would almost always encourage you guys to do this as a range. blue ink as you're printing this thing out so that it stands out a little bit more from the page. Now, if you wanted to plus this just a little bit more, if you wanted to add some spice to it, we're going to treat this like a Christmas present, right?
Oh.
Or Hanukkah present, depending on which.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to yellow post it over the actual current estimated range. So it's going to say current estimated range. It's going to be underneath the post-it itself. On the post-it, you're going to say something like, call me to discuss, or the top range, would you consider selling? Call me to discuss. And you're basically writing on that yellow post-it in blue ink. It is handwritten. So again, it's going to take you just a bit more time. But because of that, you're going to see a little bit more on that result or that response piece.
That's pretty neat too. And you know, here I am as a self-proclaimed fast and quick guy, also self-proclaimed, I think, printing and mailing expert. And so while you do this by hand, manually print them and then put your sticky note and put them in the envelope and put a stamp on it, if you're getting to the point where you can mail over 250, we can automate this, right? The sticky note is still part of the fulfillment, but it is becoming more automated through a third-party printing services. Yeah. And then also your postage no longer is 68 cents or whatever it is now. It gets down to like 33 cents. So you save money on postage, but you have to mail over 250. Sorry, Andy, I wanted to interject.
No, you're good. I mean, and to also, if you're not going to do the whole automated thing, one of the, wow, my face just really fast.
Your letter works a lot better.
I hope Drew can edit that shit out because it looked like
he's going to make you look like you're
that was fun. And I'm freezing again.
You're putting the fours up, dude. We better end this quick, Andy.
Yeah. So my computer's going to fucking blow up.
I'm gonna interpret. I'm gonna do your mouth while you talk.
Next, can we please? I hope we get that on snippet. Yeah, can you please do my mouth while I talk? That's
well, we're not gonna talk. You just said it, so we got it right now, loud and clear.
Whatever. I hope so. God,
oh, wait till my boy Drew comes in here for you.
Guy, I can't wait to see the edits on this one. So, anywho, now that my face is not frozen,
it's red now, though.
It is red, so people are going to wonder what the hell we were doing. You really were doing my face as I was talking. Anyway, but I think too, in as soon as we edit this one, I can't. Okay, good.
All right. Well, wait. Letters are good, right? Let's get something, even if it's not that call to action.
That's right. What's up? And so, like, I think again, if you guys are going at like 500 data sources, 500 data pieces, whether it's absentee, distressed, or anything else around those lines, break it up to 25 per day. If you're not going to go the automated route that you just mentioned before, 25 per day. Get it out the door. This goes great with your phone calls. It's also, if you're doing this, it's a phenomenal way for you guys to say, listen, you probably have a little bit more equity as well. Let me dive in, do a little bit more of an in-depth look for this, and let's get together, right? So set that appointment at that point in time.
I love it. You know what? My favorite part was the little sticky note edition of personalization, but and you can automate that, like I said. But that's I think that's cool. That's that extra touch. And 25 a day isn't a ton of adding value to your calling, right? To your work. And if you have a good brand in your market, you have a good website, you're really good on social media, then incorporate direct mail into that mix, because there's people are being missed by not answering their phone, but reading their email. And so great job, Mr. Andy. A little slower today for you, dude, but I like it. Look at those. That's a baby gas sweatshirt. I love you, man. We'll talk soon, dude.
Same, brother.